Glad to have you join us on CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Following a briefing on the incident as regards the abduction of former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Chief Olufalaye, President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies to take all necessary actions to ensure the safe and speedy rescue of Chief Olufalaye, who was abducted from his farm on Monday. President Buhari condemns the callous and reprehensive kidnapping of the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation and elder statesman. The president assures Chief Falaye's family, friends and other concerned Nigerians that the federal government will do all within its powers to ensure his swift release. President Buhari, who has requested constant updates from the police and security agencies on efforts to find and rescue Chief Falaye, also denounces the recurring incidents of criminal abductions across the country. He assures all Nigerians that ongoing efforts to significantly enhance the security of lives and property in the country will continue, and that under his leadership, Nigerians, irrespective of their status, will no longer be left at the mercy of criminal elements. The alleged decision to exempt some agencies from the Treasury single account, which was reached after a meeting of officials of the affected agency, is now on course. In addition to NNPC, it was lent to the Bank of Industry, BOI, Federal Mortgage Bank, Bank of Agriculture, Urban Development Bank, Nigeria Export-Import Bank, Nigeria Independent Power Project, the NIPP, Galaxy Backbone, and Nigeria Railways were equally exempted. This issue has generated lots of controversies among Nigerians. Public affairs analyst Nelson Kujimi opines that President Buhari should stand by the principles of the Treasury single account.
Had the central bank governor also come on board yesterday to deny that there's no exemption for any ministries, departments and agencies. But be as it may, one thing we are very sure of, that we have a government that is very, very responsible, that is transparent, that is accountable, and we hold them to their words. We believe in this government, unlike what transpired in the past, where stealing was not corruption. We know that this government has come on board and has told us clearly that in line with the Constitution and our values as African people, that stealing is corruption. Even the Bible itself condemns stealing, because stealing means taking what does not belong to you. So that is a violation of the Constitution as well as a violation of the laws of God. So we believe that this government will, fight corruption to the best of its capability. It behoves on us Nigerians to give the government all the necessary support and encouragement. And whoever thinks he can distract this government should better be admonished that this is a responsible and serious government that knows its onions, and it cannot be distracted by side talk.
As Muslims across the world prepare for the Eid al-Kabir celebrations, a visit to some motor parks in Lagos witnessed hike in transportation fare, development many Nigerians complain bitterly about. Our correspondent Netu Elevari has details in this report.
As some people eager to travel and spend time with family, relatives and friends, a lot of them are discouraged as they move from one transportation park to the other, hoping the price of transportation will be reduced.
I'm going to Osun State. We took it around maybe 1,150, 1,550, but now it's 2,250. May God bless us. We don't have any option.
I'm going to Ibadan. The price is somehow expensive to me, because as I am now, I'm coming from Oyingbo. And they said from there, they said it's 1,500. So I have to come down to Ojota here to board the bus here. But unfortunately, I heard it's 1,000 naira. But before, it should be 800 and 700. So it's highly expensive.
I'm traveling because of the Salah. I'm going because I wanted to celebrate with my family and all that. Price is high now. is 2,500. I'm managing because of the festival period. So that is how everybody just like paying the money. It's not that we are comfortable with it.
One of the drivers has this to say.
Well, there's no passenger this time around. Well, we see our people, our bosses here. They are queuing for back. There's no passenger. People are crying for money. We are not increasing our price. We are crying 2,050 naira here.
Many passengers have taken to the roadside expressway to board buses at reduced price, not minding the risk attached to this.
We don't used to travel on the road before, but now this is during layer period. So the transportation stuff have increased. The money is increased already from 400 naira to 1,000 naira.
Another issue also is the high cost of rams. That's been an issue Nigerians are lamenting on. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ajayi visited the Kara market along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and filed in the support.
Muslims all over the world prepare to celebrate Eid al-Kabir with the slaughtering of ram to mark the celebration. However, buyers lament on the high cost of ram this year.
Actually, the sales of ram this year, I can say, is expensive compared to last year due to my own philosophy here, because I've been here since around, let's say, 12. I've been buying.
Now the Boko Haram now, because of the border, don't cancel the border. No goat where they in Nigeria. No so the people where they come out outside, they buy ram come in Nigeria. Now we know the enter again.
This Muslim faithful speaks on the significance of the celebration, enjoy Muslims to extend love to their neighbors during and after the celebrations.
Ibrahim exemplifies a lot of virtues that we other Muslims are also following suit. One of the virtues is that Ibrahim is the father of faith, which is known as Abraham from the other faiths. Ibrahim also exhibited what we call patience and perseverance, because he waited for a long time for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to answer his prayer for a righteous son.
As Muslim faithful celebrates, it is expected that Nigerians show brotherly love to everyone.
The incessant Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria is one of the reasons affecting the sale of rams as Muslims around the world celebrate Eid al-Kabir. From Lagos Market here in Kara, I am Emmanuel Ajayi reporting for CoreTV News.
As a follow-up to yesterday's extraordinary session of ECOWAS leaders in Abuja regarding the situation in Burkina Faso, a select group of West African leaders would be meeting today in Ouagadougou. President Muhammadu Buhari, who hosted the Abuja summit, would be represented at the meeting by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. In all, 6 ECOWAS leaders would be attending the meeting later today with the leaders of last Thursday's military coup in Burkina Faso. The Vice President is expected back to Abuja later today. The federal government is to spend 70 million naira on a series of events and activities lined up for Nigeria's 55th independence anniversary celebration. Some of the events include the ceremonial change of guards at the presidential villa, which is to be preceded by a presidential address. Government officials have also lined up a children's party on October 3 with children from IDP camps as special guests.
This year's celebration is indeed low-key. This is because the present administration appreciates the economic hardship that Nigerians and indeed the nation is confronted with today. To address the situation, government has adopted a general policy to be very prudent in the management of our financial resources. This year's celebration is therefore in consonance with the cost-saving policy of this administration.
Lagos State Governor Akiwumi Ambode has appointed Olufolari Ogunsanwo as the new chairman of the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service, LRS. Ogunsanwo's appointment was confirmed by the Lagos State House of Assembly on Thursday on the request of the governor. Ambode had earlier approved the appointment of new directors of the board. The new directors include Mrs. Akintola Bolaji, Maruf Oludaru Tijani, Mrs. Ariola Kola Daisy, Sheyi Alade, Mrs. Afolayan Folashade, and Ayodele Adebayo, with Jimmy Aino serving as board secretary. The new officers are expected to resume work immediately and work towards implementing the vision of the state government. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode on Tuesday inaugurated the governing councils of the Lagos State University, Lagos State Polytechnic, Adeniro Ogunsoya College of Education, Michael Otedola College of Primary Education, and the Lagos State College of Health Technology, with a charge on them to work assiduously to reposition the institutions as foremost citadels of learning. The governor at the inauguration ceremony held at the banquet hall, Lagos House, Alausa, said his administrations believe that tertiary institutions are critical in achieving economic prosperity, prompting the careful selection of diverse professionals from the academia, public and private sectors with proven track record and sterling antecedents to manage the affairs of the state institutions. Among those inaugurated include Justice George Adeshola Oguntade, CFR, a retired judge of the Supreme Court as Chancellor of LASU, Professor Adebayo Ninolowo, a professor of sociology at the University of Lagos, as Pro-Chancellor and Chairman, Governing Council of LASU, Professor Tajuddin Badamosi, as well as a professor of history at the University of Lagos as Chairman, Governing Council of LASPOTEC, Alhaja Sekinat Yusuf as Chairman, Governing Council of MOSPED, Professor Tunde Samuel as Chairman, Governing Council of ALSED, and Mrs. Tilly Guiado as Chairman, College of Health Technology. Ambode urged members of the council to see their appointment as a challenge and call to duty to bring back the lost glory of the tertiary institutions in the state. We'll take a break now, and I'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth. Whatever it is that will bring our military to the secret. I said to hell.
On Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we'll bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody have the right in Nigeria.
Where you are the judge. Thanks for joining us again. You can get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG. And we're streaming live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV, space and news. Moving on now, the Kaduna State government is considering relocating people affected by the latest flooding incidents that wreaked havoc in at least 10 council areas of the state. Governor Nasir El-Rufai dropped the hint during a visit to the area. The governor was accompanied by the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Sunny Sidi, who lamented that about 64 council areas were affected in the northwest region. Amina Nebi has details in this report presented from our studios.
Thousands of residents have had to flee their homes as a result of the flood that submerged the area. The magnitude of disaster was quite glaring to government officials who visited the affected communities. Governor El-Rufai had said it is necessary to give those affected top and immediate care. Governor Nasir El-Rufai, his deputy Bala Bantex, and all the top government officials, including the Director General National Emergency Management Agency, Sani Sidi, were in the visiting team. He said the state government as well as the federal government is considering relocating the people pending when a lasting solution is found.
But the immediate priority now is to assist those that have lost property and whose livelihoods have been affected. But when this is over, we have to look at our communities and ensure that we have proper drainage, and that those that build on floodplains are encouraged to relocate. Because when you build...
The NEMA DG lamented that the early warning issued by the agency was not adhered to. He added that about 64 local government areas in the northwest region were affected by the flood this year. As the flood continues to affect more houses in Kaduna, residents are fleeing their house to seek refuge elsewhere. Areas affected include Banawa, Chudunwada, Kigo New Extension, Agunwa Romin. In the midst of the disaster, hoodlums have been carrying out their criminal activities in the affected areas.
In Kwara State, the police command has arrested a middle-aged man accused of selling fake police recruitment forms. The suspect was said to print false forms to unsuspecting public as a prerequisite for recruitment into the Nigeria police force. Rashid has details in this report.
President Muhammadu Buhari announced intention to recruit 10,000 police officers into the Nigerian police force. Job-seeking Nigerians have so far been swindled with fake forms, while original form is yet to be rolled out by the appropriate authority. The new Kwara police chief, Esausa Amadesu, in an apparent resolve to curb criminality, parades a 30-year-old cyber cafe operator in Ilorin, alleged of printing fake recruitment police form to the public. The Commissioner of Police urged members of the public not to fall prey to fake recruitment syndicate, adding that the police would inform the people when ready to recruit the 10,000 personnel as directed by President Buhari.
Men on surveillance were moving around. We have won. If you want, I know that graciously the head of state has granted that police will be allowed to recruit about 10,000 numbered personnel this year. But the modalities have not been worked out. Therefore, officially, we have not been asked to start recruitment. But I don't know what went into the mind of this young man by name Ade Jimon. He runs a cyber cafe at 39 Moritala Mohammed Way. I would have loved to display his signboard here now. Both the Nigerian police forms were out for sale, and unsuspecting members of the public were busy purchasing. And when my men invaded the premises, forms like this were recovered, probably downloaded by way of amendment from the internet to make it look real.
The arrested suspect, however, denies selling of forms.
We have not sold anyone.
What about those ones you printed out?
It was printed 2 months ago. That was somewhere in July when it was announced that, the rumors was out that the form was out. But later, when it eventually said it's not out, we have not updated the signboard. That was why. And when they came, as in Mufti like this, they want to buy form. I told them the form is not out. I don't want it, they were police. So they said, but they saw it downstairs. I said it was a mistake. We have not rubbed it up. And they said that I was telling them they have not allow us to be selling the form, that we already wrote it there before 2 months ago, so that when the form eventually out, people will know that we would agree to sell the form too. Before they discover they were actually police. We don't know, neither do we sell form for them.
While the police clamp down on suspected syndicates, Nigerians, however, await the recruitment process into the Nigerian police. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku is soliciting the support of the media for lasting peace in the state. He also wants journalists to be objective in reporting events bordering on security. The governor said this while hosting members of the local chapter of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in Jalingo. Udwak Gatwin now reports.
It was an evening media practitioners had an opportunity to exchange banters with Governor Ishaku. But he also used the occasion to charge journalists to live up to their civic responsibility. The governor, however, assured the newsmen of a conducive and peaceful environment for them to carry out their duties if only they will act as agents of peace.
What I mean by doing your job in the professional manner. If you do your job in a professional manner, honestly speaking, I bet you will have an honor that will surpass what you ever imagine or think about. I've known a lot of journalists who have retired, but up to today, they're still being held in high esteem. This evening, we're sitting as friends, and so I'm feeling comfortable to talk with you. I'll criticize you, but I'm telling you the truth. And I don't mind if you criticize me constructively. If you have a fact and your facts are good, you can't criticize me. Or if you think I take a decision that is not on course, you can constructively criticize. That That is the reason why you are there anyway.
It also afforded the governor an opportunity to promise to receive the state-owned newspaper, the Nigerian Sunrise. The chairman of the state chapter of the NUJ gave his words on the commitment of journalists in the state.
I want to assure you that once in a while, we will do some bitings. That does not show that we are not supporting your administration. But Your Excellency, these bitings are in the form of criticism. I've been able to know that Your Excellency, you are open to criticism. Therefore, I want to say this evening that whenever you read or you watch television, anything that is centered on investigative journalism, Your Excellency, do not say the journalists in Taraba State do not want you.
For his part, Chief Press Secretary described the meeting as a wake-up call for all journalists to ensure that their work reflects positively on their immediate society.
And I also want to advise my colleagues too, as a journalist, you are supposed to be practicing your profession at all times. And I want to urge you that on the social media, sometimes we do have a problem. People are falsifying things and saying them in the wrong way. I want those of us who have accounts on the social media to be using that medium to help us correct most of those things.
The meeting, which was targeted at ensuring that media is transparent in their reportage, is the face conveyed by the Darius administration. Udwa Godwin, CoreTV News.
And now to reports outside Nigeria, EU leaders are set to meet in Brussels amid continuing tension among members over a deal to relocate 120,000 migrants across the continent. Romania, the Czech Republic, Slovakia and Hungary opposed a mandatory quota scheme that was approved on Tuesday. Slovakia on Wednesday announced it was launching a legal challenge. Wednesday's emergency summit will also focus on tightening EU borders and boosting aid to neighbors of Syria, from where many migrants come. EU leaders have struggled to find a coordinated response to the crisis. On Wednesday, the European Commission warned 19 members over breaches to asylum rules. We'll bring you more on that story at the top of the hour. Thank you for watching. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.